Look, we make goals all the time, but it's time to finally take action. So today, what we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna make an action plan. I'm gonna walk you through step by step on how to create this action plan so that you can finally achieve your goals. So what we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna create an action plan here on paper because studies have shown that physically writing things down helps enhance your memory and motivation, and being motivated is super important for actually achieving your goals. Have you ever heard someone say, I'm trying to be a better person? Well, how? How are you trying to be a person? Well, I'm trying. Well, what action steps are you taking? Once a day, go out and say a random compliment to a person or a stranger. That's actually taking action. So often you see someone set a goal like, well, I want to lose weight. Well, how are you going to lose weight? When are you going to lose weight by? I want to make more money. Well, how? So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to create an action plan. Let's go ahead and get started. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write the word action plan, right? Take action. So here I am. Action plan. That is my action plan. Now I said I'm going to break this up into 6 different parts. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to make some straight lines here. So I'm going to come across and I'm going to go about right here. And just make a nice line across. There we go. Now I'm going to draw some straight lines to separate this out into 6 different sections with an additional little extra area right here. And I'm going to leave a little bit of room up at the top too. Great. Okay, so now I got my 6 different sections. And so what we're going to do now is break those up into our parts of our life. Basically, the pillars or foundations that separate your life and the goals that you want to achieve in. So the first one I'm going to do is health, right? Health. Second category is your career. Third category is your finances. Fourth category is going to be your relationships. Be a better husband, be a better wife, be a better father. Fifth category is going to be your personal and professional development. So what can you do to give yourself the leg up? This is your personal and professional development. And the final category is your spiritual and community growth, because it's great to work on yourselves, but it's also important to help the community and give back and also work on your spiritual and mental health. Spiritual and community growth. All right, so now we have our sections out, and I noticed that I left a little section right here empty. So now I want to think about my goal concepts. With health, am I recovering from an injury? A common one you commonly see is, hey, I want to lose weight. I want to lose fat. I want to gain muscle. I want whatever it is. I want to be pain-free. So common one you like to see is I want to lose weight, right? That's a very, very common one. It's more of a concept. It's not specific. We talk about SMART goals. Losing weight, it's not a SMART goal. That's just a concept. So here we go. So our concept, we'll say goal concept. I'll say lose fat. Right? I can have lose fat. I can have another one might be pain-free. I'll just throw that in here, right? Pain-free. This is important for me because I injured my back. So I want to be pain-free because I have those back injuries, and every day waking up, it's not fun. So what can I do to achieve this? Be pain-free. So now I have my first one here. Let's go ahead and create some goal concept for each one of these. So career. What's a common thing people see in their career? A lot of people say, I want to quit my job, right? I want to start a business, and I want that business to replace my current job. I want to, I want to become a professional YouTuber, or I want to become a professional athlete, or I want to become the CEO of my current company, or whatever it is. So I'm just going to use the quit my job. It's a concept. It's not necessarily a SMART goal. So quit my job. And we'll break that down a little more in detail in just a second. So come back to that. Finances, debt-free. That's what everyone says. Buy a new car, buy a home, save a certain amount of money. Debt-free seems to be a common concept. So we'll say debt-free. Debt-free. Relationships. A concept that I have, right, is I want to be happily married. I want to be a better father. I want to be a better friend. Be a better son, whatever it is. These are concepts, right? So I'm going to say happily married. Maybe this for you is, get in a relationship. either not even in one, or it's to get engaged, whatever it is, right? Professional and personal development. I'm going on a trip to Cancun in Mexico. I want to learn Spanish so that I can, have a better time in Mexico speaking Spanish to the locals. So maybe you want to have some kind of personal or professional development. So for here, I'm just going to go to one in-person conference a year because I love going to those. I get so much out of it. I'm able to network and etc. So we'll say one in-person conference per year. And spiritual or community growth. A common thing people want to do is they want to volunteer for some kind of nonprofit. Volunteering seems to be a big one. Volunteer at a food bank. Food. Okay, so I've got more or less my big goal concepts. So now I need SMART goals. So a reminder what SMART goals are. SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So specific, instead of saying I want to lose weight, say I want to lose 10 pounds by the end of the month. Measurable, instead of saying I want to become more organized, say I want to complete my to-do list every day for the next 2 weeks. Achievable, instead of saying I want to become a millionaire next year, say something like I want to save at least $10,000 by the end of this year. Relevant, instead of saying I just want to learn a new language, say something like I want to learn Spanish because I want to go to that trip to Cancun in Mexico next year. And finally, time bound. Instead of saying I just want to exercise, say I want to start exercising 30 minutes a day, 3 times a week for the next 3 months. Those are SMART goals. So now we can actually give ourselves SMART goals, and we can actually give ourselves several of these. We're going to just do one. And I like to do one per big page, and we'll see how we incorporate all this in just a little bit. So I'm going to have it as an A SMART goal. So this was our goal concept. Now I've got A SMART goal. You could also say SMART goal A. I probably should have said it like that. So what is my first SMART goal? Well, it was just to lose fat was my concept. So maybe my actual goal would be to lose 10 pounds by my birthday. So we'll say my goal is lose 10 pounds by birthday. For career, quit my job. If I want to have a SMART goal for my career, quitting my job isn't really a career goal, but what I want to do is I want to replace my income and become a full-time content creator, or I want to start a new business and quit my job so I can fully dedicate my time and energy towards this new business that I'm creating, or whatever it is, right? So now I'm gonna say, well, my goal is gonna be to become a full-time content creator. I'm just gonna say this for here, right? So full-time content creator. So I'm now quitting my degree as a doctor and becoming a TikToker. Okay, so there I am. What is my finances? Well, I want to be debt-free. And say all my debt is up in credit card debt. All right, well, how do I become debt-free? I want to say I want to be debt-free, which means I want to pay off all of my credit card debt. So, pay off remaining balance credit card. All right, relationships. I want to be happily married. I'm going to keep this here as happily married, and I'll show you some steps because this is still a general concept. But say this wasn't happily married, say it was, I want to get in a relationship. Or I want to get married. Say it's get married. Well, to get married, what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to find a girlfriend. And then what are the steps you're going to have to do for that? So right now I'm just going to say happily married because I have an example for this. Let's keep it happily married. Personal professional development. Well, I want to attend one person conference per year. So how do I make this a SMART goal? Well, I want to attend the Northeast Personal Trainer Conference in New York, which occurs on October 2024. I just made that up. So this would be attend the Northeast Personal Training Conference in New York. Okay, and then finally, spiritual and community growth. So I want to volunteer at a food bank. That's my concept. Well, let's get specific. I want to volunteer at the Texas Oak Village food bank 4 times per year. I just made that up. That's not a real one, but let's make that as a specific goal. So, volunteer at the Oak Village food bank 4 times per year. All right, cool. So now I have kind of these goals, and I can have lots of these big goals. So it could be pain-free. Another career goal could be, say I'm in my residency and it's become the doctor, right? Or I'm an engineer and it's become a manager, or it's become a subject matter expert, or whatever it is, right? Finances. Instead of debt-free, it could be buy a second car. It could be buy a home. It could be, become a Bitcoin billionaire, whatever it is, right? So we've got our A SMART goals. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a deadline for this goal. So I'm going to say deadline A. So what's my deadline A? When do I want to lose 10 pounds by? Well, I want to lose it by my birthday. So let's just say January 1st, 2025 for simplicity. Okay. January 1st, 2025. Career. Well, I don't want to quit my career tomorrow. I need to make, if you're going to be a full-time TikTok creator, that money could be taken from you instantly. You got to have several streams of income. You got to make sure that it's sustainable, because some months it might be really high, and then next month maybe you're not going viral and you're not getting that income. So maybe I want 6 months to a year of seeing consistent revenue that's similar to what I would be, or similar or greater than what I was getting as an engineer or as a doctor or as a McDonald's salesman, whatever it is. So we'll say I'll give myself January 1st, 2026. Give myself another year. So we'll say January 1st, 2026. Debt-free, I'm going to say January 1st, 2026, just again. So I'm going to give myself, 20 months, whatever it is. January 1st, 2026. I think we're seeing a trend here. Relationships, I'll say October 2024. We'll just do this thing, keep consistent. January 1, 2026. Personal professional development, say this date. This is actually happening soon. Say this is happening in October 2026. Okay, here we go. October 2026. That's when this is actually happening. That's our deadline. And then finally, it's 4 times a year. I'll just say January 1st, 2025. Happily married? No, I gotta have this sooner. January 1st, 2025. There we go. I can't be happily married, take that long to get happily married. Okay, so now I need big picture steps of what I'm gonna do and the things I need to do to achieve these SMART goals. So what I'm gonna do here is write big picture steps, okay? So what is a big picture step I need to do to lose 10 pounds by my birthday? Well, think about some of the big picture things. What is included if I need to lose weight, if I need to lose fat? Well, 1, I need to be exercising. 2, I need to be eating healthy. I need to be making sure I'm getting recovery, so that's sleep. I need to making sure I'm minimizing stress, all these different things. So I can start thinking of all of those that are gonna come into play. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna say like a workout routine for starters, okay? So if I need to lose weight, I need to be focusing on muscle growth and fat loss. So I need to, big picture steps, I need to work out for fat loss and muscle growth. Okay, well now we need to take that even a few steps further. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take a piece of paper here, okay? And I'm gonna now take that, work out for fat loss, muscle growth. It's hard to write when you're writing this. Okay, so now I'm gonna write down the individual steps for this and I can achieve that. Okay, well, obviously I need a workout routine. I need to figure out my schedule. I need to figure out my nutrition. There's all these different steps, right? So to get to that, before I even start coming out with these, it's kind of hard to start putting this together when you don't know what obstacles you're going to face. You don't know what you don't know, right? So there's a knowledge and a skill gap there, and maybe you need certain people. So what I like to do before coming out here and breaking the steps into even further is I come right down here and I'm going to identify some obstacles that I'm going to face that I need to overcome. I'm going to identify the knowledge, information, or skills that I lack and I need to overcome whatever those obstacles are. And finally, I need to figure out what people I need in order to achieve these goals. So I'm going to come down here and say obstacles. I'm going to say knowledge, skills. Down here, the last final thing I'm going to include is the people. Who do I need? So what are my obstacles here? Well, I don't have a gym membership. I don't have any equipment in my house. I don't have really any information on that. So, okay, what are my obstacles? No gym. A knowledge skill gap. Well, I don't know how to follow a workout routine or what workout routine would be best for me in order to lose weight, right? Should I be lifting really heavy weights or should I be lifting light weights for high reps? Should I be doing a ton of cardio? What should I be doing, right? So I lack knowledge or skills in how to achieve this. What routine I should do. And then finally, people. Who do I need to achieve this? Well, do I need maybe a personal trainer who can help me with this? Maybe I need a nutritionist or dietitian or whatever it is. So I can say maybe I need a personal trainer. You know, or maybe it's just, hey, go on YouTube and you're going to be doing yoga once a day for 20 minutes a day. So go follow Charlie Follows or one of these people on YouTube who every day has a YouTube thing where all you need is a mat. So maybe just go buy a mat. Or maybe there's some of these body weight exercises where every day on YouTube you can follow someone who just does, Pilates or body weights, or you go to beachbody.com and you sign up for there and you can do P90X every day. And then you have your personal trainer. What equipment? Well, they tell you what equipment you need to buy. And you don't even need a gym, you can just do it at your home. Or you go to a gym and you hire a personal trainer who already does the knowledge. They fill that in because they give you a routine, right? So you don't even have to fill that information. Or you go to ChatGPT and you say, ask all these questions, okay? And that then comes in to help you fill this big picture in. And now you can come over here and say, okay, well, what are the steps I need to achieve this for fat loss? Well, I need a workout routine, and that workout routine should be, let's say, 4 days a week. I'm going to do 4 days a week. I'm going to focus on 30 minutes a day starting off. Maybe I can get to an hour a day. And I'm going to be focusing on making sure I'm balancing my caloric intake. I'm going to make sure I have my schedule figured out. So I work out in the mornings versus evenings, etc. Okay, you get the picture here, right? All right, let's move on. So I kind of did all this in one. Now we can jump to some of these other aspects of your life. So now we'll move on to career. Remember, I wanted to quit my job to become a full-time content creator or a TikToker, and I wanted to do that by January 1st, 2026. I've given myself over a year. Maybe that's a little ambitious, whatever, that's not my goal, but this could be a goal of someone else's. So what are the big picture steps that I need to do? Well, for starters, I need to replace my income with my side hustle. I need to first have a side hustle. So I'm assuming that I'm already creating content. Okay, say I'm a YouTuber already, or I'm a business owner and I'm selling rubber duckies, and each rubber ducky sells for, whatever amount of money you sell it for, and you have a certain profit you're making. You need to figure out, well, how much money do I need to make to replace my current income so that I can do that full time and still live the same quality of life and so I have the same standard of life. So what I'm going to do is I need to, big picture steps, I need to replace current income with side hustle. I need my side hustle income to replace my current income, and I'm going to say for at least 6 months. I need at least 6 months steadily. It constantly be doing that. So what steps do I need to achieve that? Well, for starters, before you can think about how I'm going to achieve that, I need to think about some of the obstacles I'm going to overcome, some of the obstacles I'm going to face, some of the knowledge and skills I lack or I need, and the people. So what are some of the obstacles that I'm gonna face? Well, for starters, I need to have a side hustle, okay? So some of the obstacles is I need to have a YouTube, TikTok channel, be posting content, have something I'm really passionate about on, and actually putting that out there. Or I need to have a business, so start a business and actually have that business making money, okay? What are some of the knowledge and skill base? Well, I need to know how to make a YouTube, how to make quality content. I need to understand the fundamentals behind the economics of it. So there's a lot of information I need to have on, say, how to be successful and stay consistent. Or maybe it's I need to know how to make my rubber ducky business. I need to know how to create an LLC. I don't know how to create an LLC. Where do I start? What are the knowledge and skill base I'm lacking? And who can help me, right? Maybe I can get a mentor. I can go on like Reddit or something and I can get someone to actually mentor me, a business mentor, a coach who can walk me through the steps. So I can say, get a mentor. Because what they're gonna do is escalate you further along the path. So now I can take that and say, okay, well, I've got now a piece of paper. My career, say I'm a YouTuber or a TikToker. So here I go. What do I want to do? I want to replace my income. Say I need to make $4,000 a month on YouTube or TikTok to replace my income. So I need $4,000 per month on YouTube/TikTok. Okay, so I need that from ad revenue, which means I need to have quality videos, getting a certain number of views in a niche that's going to provide high CPM or RPM, which means cost per click or cost per thousand. So it needs to be like in a high niche, so I'm gonna get enough money based on this, right? So say I have time for 10 videos per month. Okay, so if I need to hit this, I need to say on average I get $1 per 1,000 views. So if each one of these is 10 minutes long, so that way I can run mid-roll ads, and I get $1 per 1,000 views. Well, then I need 400,000 views per video to make 4,000 a month. But if I'm in a better niche, I have a longer video or a better niche, and I'm getting $10 per 1,000 views, because I'm talking about money instead of talking about funny cat videos or whatever it is, then I only need 40,000 views per video times 10 and you get to 4,000, right? So I can start to do that math and then I can break this down. Okay, that's just the economics. What's my content about? What do I need to talk about? How do I communicate perfectly? How can I look at the camera and talk without saying that over and over and over again, which I know I still do, but you have to figure out the tone. Am I talking too fast? Am I talking too slow? There's a lot to it. So understanding the whole context. Okay, let's move on. Finances. I want to get debt free. I want to pay off my remaining credit card balance, and I want to do that by January 1st, 2026. What is my big picture steps? So I want to pay off my credit card. So what I can do here is I just pull this out. Now I can just do some simple math, okay? So say this is, right here I'm just gonna do simple math. So say this is this is 20 months out. So 20 months out, that's 20 months away. Say I've got 10,000, here we go, 10,000 in debt. So I need to pay off 10,000 debt in 20 months. So what do I do? Well, that's gonna be about 500 per month. All right, so what are the steps I need to do? The steps of my finances, I need to pay 500 per month and not add to the credit card, right? That's important because if you're adding to it, then it's not gonna work, right? So stop adding to the credit card debt, pay off 500 a month. So how do I do this? Well, first I gotta think about what obstacles am I overcome, the knowledge and skills of people. For starters, an obstacle would be I need to figure out a way to plan my budget so that I'm not paying it with credit card and instead I'm using money from my regular debit account, etc. Right? So maybe my obstacles is just budgeting. It's just, I don't have a budget, right? Maybe I need to go do my budget. What's a knowledge and skill yet? Well, I don't know how to do a budget. I'm lost. I don't know how to figure out where to put my money. Maybe if I do some of this, it'll help me. So maybe my budget, I'm lost. I don't know anything about accounting, budgeting, money management. So maybe I just need to get some more knowledge and skills in this general area. And finally, who can help me? Well, maybe I can go get an accountant to go through my expenses. Maybe I can have a conversation with my wife because she spends maybe $500 on nails every month. My wife doesn't do that, but maybe that's what's happening. And if you could use that $500 per month on paying off your credit card debt instead of always doing nails, well then boom, project solved. So I'm just gonna put wife here. My wife's gonna see this and be like, that's not funny, whatever, right? So, and maybe now you can go through and you can now write out $500 a month and start talking about budget. Okay, well, hey, guess what? I can maybe stop paying an extra $100 a month split between Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, etc. I can just drop down to just Netflix. That saves me an extra maybe $100 a month that I was already paying $400. Now I have an extra $100 that I can add towards that and cut that down. Or because I'm working on meal preps and I'm not eating out so much, now I've got an extra $500 a month that I just so happen to be saving because I'm actually making money that I can put towards this. So I'm starting to get my finances better. Now let's talk about relationships. I want to be happily married, and I just put happily married again here. And I want to do that by January 1st, 2025. That's soon, right? Well, what can I do to be happily married? And this is, I talked about this at the beginning. Well, I'm trying to be happier. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to be kinder. What specifically are you doing? And this is such a big general concept. So when I was thinking about this is one of my actual concepts and goals, and I've left it on there. Every time I think I've achieved it, I realize there's always more work to do. So how did I address this in wanting to be happily married? So when I first wrote this, happily married, one thing I looked at is where are our conflict points in our relationship? Why are we not happily married, or what can we do to get in a better situation? One of those, and a stress that you might have, is you're doing things and time is spent on areas that you're not focusing on each other. For instance, doing the laundry, not doing the laundry together. One person's doing the laundry, one person's in the other room doing the dishes. You're having to constantly vacuum up for hair, or you spend all this time at work, you finally get home, you see the big pile of dishes in the sink and you're like, I don't want to do it today. Well, then your wife sits there and she's like, I don't want to do it either. I was at work all day. And then there's that conflict there. Or the laundry piles up and piles up and piles up, and then it just is overwhelming and you just get that sense of dread. So I thought about that and I said, well, okay, well, what if you hired a cleaner or someone to assist you where at least twice a month or maybe once a month, you pay someone to come in and make sure that whatever that conflict point is addressed. So they do the dishes, they do the laundry, they deep clean the floors or whatever it is. So hire a maid. We'll just put maid in there. That takes away a lot of those conflict points. And so now I have more time to spend with my wife. Now I'm not focused on stress. And also I get that like mental release, right? Knowing that it will get better and knowing that every month, at least once a month or twice a month, there will be that break. And even if I just am completely lazy, a slob, something will happen and get taken care of. So we can say, okay, well, big picture steps I can do is maid or cleaners, right? Okay. So what's some obstacles, knowledge and skills of people? Well, obstacles for the maid is, I think here again, I can put money, right? I don't know how much this is gonna cost. Is this gonna be expensive? Right? How much is my time worth though? How much time am I spending on doing the laundry, doing the dishes? Maybe, whatever this cost is, that's worth the sanity, it's worth my time. So that's an obstacle. I don't know how much it's going to cost. I haven't really done the budgeting. Maybe I'm doing the budgeting, but I haven't planned it in. Knowledge and skills, well, I just don't know how to budget, how to put it in. I don't know what the security is. How would I trust them? I don't know what I can even ask them to do. So there's a skill gap or knowledge gap, and we'll say budget, and we'll say trust, whatever, the information. And then finally, what's the people? Who are you going to need? Well, I think with this, you don't know the person, you don't know, unless you do know an individual that can help you, but maybe you can go on something like care.com and you can hire someone. Go to a website where you can get trusted reviews to find the right person. So for people, we can say, okay, care.com to help us with that. Other things you can think of is maybe I need to hire a babysitter to get once a week a date night to make sure I get that time. Or maybe I need to get aftercare or before care a little bit earlier in school so I can get a little bit extra time to spend with my significant other. All right, so your relationship starts to get figured out. Now you start thinking about how can I improve? Well, I want to attend an in-person conference per year. I want to attend this specific personal training conference that happens in New York on October 26th. Well, what do I do? Well, I want to first I want to research the conference. That's the obstacle. I don't know who's going to be presenting at it, what people. So what I want to do first is I need to maybe research. I think for steps here, this is pretty simple. I need to research, I need to buy tickets, I need to buy plane tickets, I need to make sure my scheduling is done. So what are some obstacles though that I'm going to face with this? Well, I need to make sure I have time off of work to attend this. So I need to make sure I schedule time off work. What are some knowledge and skill gaps? Well, I don't necessarily, maybe I don't have a calendar and I'm just randomly having my day about, right? So maybe I don't have schedule. I need to add this onto the schedule and make sure there's no conflict. So we'll just put schedule again. And then who's the people? Well, maybe I need to hire someone to walk my dog. So I need a walker. And finally, we have spiritual and community growth. So what I'm here is I am going to volunteer at a food bank. I'm specifically going to volunteer at the Oak Village Food Bank in Texas 4 times per year. I'm going to do this by January 1st, 2025. And what are the steps I need to do? Well, I need to sign up to volunteer on their website. So sign up to volunteer on website. Okay, signed up. Before I even get too much further than that, I need to start thinking of some of the obstacles, knowledge, and skill bases. This is going to be pretty similar, in my opinion, to this. So what are some obstacles to sign up? Well, first off, you need to make sure you check your schedule. What's the knowledge and skill base? What am I going to be doing when I'm volunteering? You know, am I the right kind of person to deal with these specific individuals? I need to make sure I'm not sick. I need to make sure they don't have any restrictions based on health issues. So I just need to get more information about what's done. Research would maybe be a better one right there. Research into what I'll be doing. And then finally, my people, right? Who's going to help me along this? Well, you know what? To make sure I commit to this, I'm going to see if my friend Bill will always go with me and we can do it together. So we'll say, ask Bill to be support. All right, so now I've essentially done this. And again, I can go in for big picture steps, take each one of those, and I can write out individual steps, anything I can think of that I need to do. And I like to go as detailed as I possibly can. And a great thing you can do if you can't just think off things in your head, again, you can go into Gemini or ChatGPT and you can just write in there, hey, give me a detailed steps on every single thing I need to do. And for each step they give you, say, hey, tell me now what I need to do to achieve this, and just kind of go down that line and write that out. Once you get all of this big picture stuff down, you've got your baseline big picture action plan. This is awesome. You're ready to go. You've got an idea of how you can get your life together and what direction you're going. Now, this was just your SMART goal A's. Now you need a SMART goal B or C. You can take each one of these a little bit further. So I want to lose fat. Now I want to be pain-free. Do I want to quit my job? I want to have a second job. Do I want to just be debt-free? Do I want to buy a house? Do I want to buy a car? What steps do I need to take to achieve those? And that's my action plan. Now remember to take each one of these and organize it by priority and sequence, meaning priority, what is more important, which one is more important than the next, and then sequence, which one should be done first before I do the next one. Once you take all this information, it's big picture, then you can subscribe to this channel because in a future video, I'm going to have how to take this big picture concept, put in a little more detail into Excel. We can use some softwares to help with tracking and keeping track of our progress. And you can take action to take the next step to achieve your goals. Instead of going from, I'm trying, now you're actually taking action to achieve your goals. I wish you the best. I'm really happy that I was able to do this, organize my life. Now you can too. Subscribe for the next one.